Get ready, because you're now listening to Water Cooler Talk. Covering everything sports and sports news. From the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, the pros, the collegiate level, and everything in between. If it's about sports, then we're about it. So keep it locked to the absolute coolest podcast. Now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to the Water Cooler Talk podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other voice you hear or see is
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I am in my calm phase right now, but I still need an applause. I am in my calm phase, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not going to be a normal show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a bye week, just like majority of the teams. We're in a bye week as well, so this is not going to be like a normal structured show like y'all normally hear. You're not going to hear the first, second, third, fourth, halftime, quarters. You know, we still will pick some games at the end. And also the Waterboy Award is going to be on a bye week this week. Looks like Marcus doesn't want to do that since we're on a bye week as well. So we're just going to sit here and we're just going to talk. We're just going to recap the season. We're just going to talk about some stuff that we saw.
I want to ask you a question, Nick.
We're just going to talk about some stuff, man. So that's what this show is, man. I know right now at this time you used to hearing the crowd roar. But when you're on a bye week, there's no game. So there is no crowd roar this week. So we just here. We here and we talking. Marcus, you said you got a question. Go ahead, man. What's your question?
Man, how do you feel about that Florida State snub?
Man, I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. I don't understand it.
I don't either. But
I don't get it, man. We was on the live. Shout out to Auburn Addicts. We was on the live with Auburn Addicts this past Sunday doing a live stream as the Final Four were being announced. And yeah, man, I honestly thought that, you know, having a zero by your name, you know, be going undefeated meant something. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. Man. That I don't get it.
do you feel like the NCAA always placate the Alabama some type of way?
That's not the NCAA. That's not the NCAA. That is the College Football Committee. That is all the College Football Committee. NCAA has nothing to do with. And you know what? And you know it's interesting because the dynamic of college sports. So like for example, in basketball, in college basketball, it's the NCAA March Madness, you know, championship. The winner gets the NCAA title. In college football, it's the college football playoff championship. It's a whole different organization. Has nothing to do with the NCAA. Which why a lot of people feel like the NCAA is irrelevant when it comes to college football. But I don't know. I put up a post on Facebook saying that I thought the SEC was going to get left out of the playoff this year. I said the SEC was going to get left out of the playoff, and I said it was going to be Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Florida State, FSU. Man, that did not age well. Boy, Alabama jumped Florida State to the 4th spot. I was like, what? And something in my mind told me it was going to happen. But
man, when I woke up that morning, I seen the little mock post that they were posting with Alabama. I said, this is gonna be it right here. I had already seen it. I knew. I was like, I was like, if Alabama in it, I said, this is how they gonna get in it right here.
It feels as if they trying to set Texas and Alabama up for a rematch. That's what it feels like.
I see that happening. And who you going with if that happen?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. Because people are saying Alabama isn't the same team that they were when they played Texas.
And it's hard to beat Nick Saban twice in the same season.
That's true. That is true. But Texas has looked really good the past couple of weeks of the season. The past 3 weeks of the season, Texas has looked really well. I ain't gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. And I don't want people to think I'm hating. I think Texas take it again. On a neutral field in Houston. On a neutral field in Houston. I think Texas take it again.
Miro going to New York now, though. We keep playing with that boy Miro now.
He not going to New York. He ain't one of the finalists.
I thought he was one of the finalists.
No. The finalists are Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, and Maserati Marv.
I could have sworn his name was the last one on that list.
His name is not on there. It is those four. Those are the four Those are the four finalists. 4 finalists are Jaden Daniels.
I'm gonna Google that.
I'm telling you. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you listening to us right now. We will be streaming live Saturday during the Heisman Trophy presentation. So you will get our reaction to who wins and what's going on. So hop on with us Saturday. I think it starts at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Is when the Heisman Trophy ceremony starts. So we will be live streaming that entire time while the Heisman Trophy ceremony will be going on, and we'll be giving our thoughts on the winner and the other guys that are in the that are the finalists for the Heisman Trophy. So be on the lookout for that. That should be popping up you'll see that Thursday, Friday, to set a notification to hop on with us on a Saturday to watch to get our reactions to the Heisman Trophy winner this coming Saturday. But yeah.
Nick, you are correct that those are the right names.
Yeah, I know.
So that leads me into my next question: who do you think will win the Heisman?
Jaden Daniels.
Why not Penix? Even the front runner, a portion of the part of the year, he was a front runner.
Yeah, you right. Yeah. Penix has been the front runner. He was the front runner, towards that middle part of the season. But Penix got hurt, and he had some lackluster games in between, where he wasn't the reason why Washington won some of those games, and things of that nature.
Washington stayed undefeated. Jaden Daniels got 3 losses.
That don't mean anything. Robert Griffin III had 3 losses.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just saying, like,
it is
was on an undefeated team. He did enough.
That does listen. Apparently not, because Florida State ain't in. But
touche.
But all I'm gonna say is this. All I'm gonna say is this. Jaden Daniels has been the best player in college football. The last half of the season. And I don't want people to think like this is some SEC bias, but I really do believe that he did it against some really tough defenses. I think the only defense that he probably had, only 2 defenses. If you look at the score, the Auburn game, they ran that one up, but the Ole Miss game,
he struggled with Alabama too.
But he didn't struggle with Auburn. He kind of. Came down. He blitzed
Auburn. Games with Alabama and Ole Miss, I think.
Well,
the 3 games he lost.
Yeah, those 3 games he lost. But I mean, what he did over the season, just looking at his numbers, I think he was close to 4,000 yards passing, accounted for 50 touchdowns. I think it's like 52, 53 touchdowns. Those are like Joe Burrow numbers. The year Joe Burrow won the Heisman, those are like the same numbers that Joe Burrow had. And I'm like, but the difference is Joe Burrow did go undefeated and he did win a national championship that year. But
Exactly.
but that doesn't. It goes to say it was kind of almost, in my personal opinion, it was almost kind of an easy get back to just say Joe Burrow was the guy, that year, just because it didn't. He was undefeated. He was the best quarterback in the nation at that time. I'm not gonna say the best team. LSU was the best team that year. But
by far.
When you get to this is how I feel. When you get to a convoluted situation like this, to where you clearly don't have the best player on the best team, who is the clear front runner, I think you gotta go to who's the best player out of that group, and I think Jaden Daniels is the best player out of that group. I think if you put Jaden Daniels, it's hypothetically speaking, I think if you take Jaden Daniels off of LSU this year, LSU is 6-7 win team.
I don't disagree with that.
Based on what the defense was, they a 6-7 win team. If you put Michael Penix on that LSU team, do you think they win 9 games this year? Do you think LSU win 9 games?
Yeah.
With Michael Penix.
I think he's good enough talent, bro.
With Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Now I'm not sitting here saying he's not good. But Michael Penix, with the offensive line that LSU has, and the defense that they have, you think Michael Penix can give them 9 games in the SEC?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I
honestly think he can.
We gonna see what happened when he get close up well, he beat Oregon. But that was a real close game though, man. I don't know. That was a real close game. 34-33, 34-31 was a real close game.
Now don't get me wrong. I've been on record now I'm on record of saying, if any team that will look TCU-ish from last year, it will be Washington. Because I believe Texas is just that good. So I do think that he is in for a rude awakening against Texas. Because I think, like we were just previously talking about, I think it's looking like a Alabama and Texas rematch.
Yeah, man, Texas legit. Texas might. People be talking about Texas back. No, Texas back. Texas legit. Texas legit. They legit got a defense. They legit got a secondary. They legit got a. I'm not gonna sit here and say Quinn Ewers is the best quarterback in the country, but
not even.
I'm not saying he is, but he can make the offense go. He does enough to make the offense go. No, Texas is legit. I think Texas beats. I think Texas. It's kind of hard to say because I look at Dan Lanning coming from the SEC and having a defense that is SEC light at Oregon. Not a full caliber type SEC defense. I call it SEC light. I think it could be a little bit bigger in certain spots, maybe a little faster in certain spots. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Texas is as close to they are the SEC technically, but I think Texas is gonna be as close to an SEC defense that Washington sees this season. Team speed wise, I think Texas is probably gonna be the fastest defense they've seen this year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it will be. Man.
But did you see what Paul Feinbaum said about if Michigan win the national championship?
No, I did not. What did Feinbaum say? Call Paul. He'll make sense of it all.
If Michigan wins, he will not recognize Michigan as national championship. National champions because they cheated to get there.
So, but don't Feinbaum got a problem with Urban Meyer as well? So why don't he recognize them Florida teams and the Ohio State teams as national champions? I'm just saying if Feinbaum got a problem with Harbaugh, shouldn't he have a problem with Urban Meyer as well? Because I believe Feinbaum got a real problem with Urban Meyer. Like I'm speculation. I mean, just on basis of some stuff I've heard, he not a big fan of Urban Meyer from what I
I
heard
don't
him
know that
say.
history like that, so I can't speak on it. But
I'm just
you know,
saying. I'm just saying.
I seen what he said recently about Michigan.
Listen, all I'm saying. I mean, that's Feinbaum. Feinbaum. I watch Feinbaum every day. Get on there and listen to them guys. Phone a few man, guys like Legend and guys like Cat Daddy and guys like when Jerome do come on, Jerome and the OGs that ain't with us no more, Phyllis from Moga and Tammy from what is Tammy from Clanton? I think she was from Clanton. I don't know. But like all of the OGs, man, all them guys, man, Larry and Daryl, like man, all them man, Feinbaum. But man, you can't. All right, I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you think Feinbaum placates or caters to Alabama fans a lot?
Of course.
If y'all don't know,
But
y'all would have
obviously
thought.
everything in college football catered to Alabama fans.
You got a point. But see, the thing about it is, y'all know Feinbaum graduated from Tennessee. But if you didn't know it, this man graduated from the University of Alabama. It's just, I'd be like, come on, Feinbaum, man. Like, how can you like back to this FSU thing? Like, how can you justify not putting FSU in the college football playoff?
Because they won't look like the best team without their starting quarterback.
All right, so that is one
That's why I want to know, like, all right, if we gonna play it like that, if we plan to have the most exciting playoffs, we can remove a couple more teams and add a couple more teams. If that's how we gonna play it.
This is my take on it. And I've heard a lot of people had this take. So a lot of people have this same take on it. I'm looking at it like, bro, like if you are going to make that decision like that, it's no need to play the game because college football, that basically means the national championship is not being decided on the field.
Nah.
It's being decided in a boardroom by 13 members who decide who are going to be the final four teams. That's why I'm so happy it's going to 12 teams. And it should be. I honestly think the playoff should be at 16 teams. I think it should be a 16-team playoffs with 11 regular season games. Is how I think the playoffs should be. 10 regular season games and conference weekend. That's how I think it should be. My personal opinion. It's just how I think it is. How it should be. But if you're going to sit here and say, well, because Jordan Travis got hurt, broke his leg, and now they're not the same team anymore. When this team went to Florida, beat Florida in the swamp, then lost the second string quarterback, went to Louisville, and the defense kept them in the game and won that game with a third string quarterback. I mean, and they went undefeated and they did everything that you asked them to do. How can you not leave them? How do you leave them out?
I don't understand it. Like, because I had brought up, I was like, well, Ohio State got in with Cordell Jones after they snuck in and they won the Big Ten. When they won the Big Ten championship that year, they snuck in with Cordell Jones as a third string.
See what I'm saying?
So I'm like, that's just it's just if this is how I look at it. If they're gonna do that, be consistent.
Be consistent, yes.
If whatever you're gonna do, just be consistent. Don't 1 year try to placate to a team like TCU and get them denied. Then the following year you put two 1-loss teams over an undefeated team.
Yeah, last year I think they got it right last year though. I think they got it right. TCU was one of the until they got to the playoff, until they got to the national championship
I ain't
game.
disagreeing with that, but
I think they got that one right last year. I think they got that one right. This year they got it wrong.
But we also would say that you also knew that TCU when going against Georgia was gonna get. I knew
Oh yeah,
that
who
that
did
was gonna
know?
be an ugly
Who
game.
did know? Who did know that? Even because they had a very drag out game against Michigan. I don't know if people realize that was a real drag out brawl that TCU had against Michigan in that semifinal. And I just honestly feel like TCU was just they had used everything they could to get to before they got the Georgia. That's just how I feel. I honestly feel that way before that game. And Georgia was close to losing to Ohio State last year. But I mean, my thing is this, man. Man, let it be decided on the field. In the NFL, we not gonna sit here and say, for example, let's use last year for example. Patrick Mahomes was hurt before the AFC divisional game. So you mean to tell me, I mean, AFC championship game. So you mean to tell me if Patrick Mahomes went down and they won the game to go to the Super Bowl and play the Eagles, we was gonna be like, nah, we just gonna send Joe Burrow and the Bengals because it's gonna be a better matchup because your star quarterback hurt. That just don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to
It
me at
makes
all.
sense when you Nick Saban, bro. When you Nick Saban, it all makes sense, bro.
It does not
And
make sense to me,
I know
bro.
Titan them gonna come in and say we hating, but let's just look at the facts, bro.
I mean, that's as close as of an analogy I can get to. Literally, if literally Patrick Mahomes was hurt, the man had a high ankle sprain, and literally was hurt, was hobbling around on the field, could barely put pressure on his ankle, and he won the game. That's just like the NFL saying, "Nah, y'all lost to the Bengals. We're gonna send Joe Burrow them in your place," even though Joe Burrow them lost to the Super
Speaking of
Bowl.
injured quarterbacks, you seen what happened to Trevor Lawrence?
Bro, it's a curse on the quarterback position this year. Some ain't right.
What you think they're gonna be for the Jaguars, bro? Like
Some ain't
you
right.
think they done?
Do I think the Jaguars done? I don't know. Because if you would have asked me, when Joe Burrow went down with the Bengals, are the Bengals done? I would have told you yes. Yes. But they just beat Jacksonville, Monday night? They beat them by 3.
Yeah.
They beat them Monday night by 3. And I'm like,
And Trevor Lawrence went down.
exactly. Yeah. But my thing is this though, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's why, let's see, if that's the case, then let's not play the rest of the season. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know if the Jaguars gonna make the playoffs or not. Let's just cancel the rest of the season. Every game if the Jaguars win out, just because help me with his name. I can't think of his name right now. What's your
Trevor
boy?
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, thank you. Trevor Lawrence went down. It's not gonna be a great matchup in the playoffs. Let's put
That's how the college football committee got
yeah,
their
that's what
feelings
let's
now,
do
man.
that. Let's just put a committee in the NFL and let's do it that way because we just want a better matchup.
That's how they got this feeling, huh?
We just want a better matchup. Like I'm so upset, bro. Like I'm like, bro, you feel bad for Florida State because Florida State has done they did everything they were supposed to do. They went undefeated in a Power 5 conference. Played 2 non-conference opponents, LSU and Florida. Beat them both. Won their conference. And they still get left out of the playoffs. That's some disrespect right there. That's disrespectful.
Man, look, Nick Saban deserves to be there. At least that's what he said. I'm just saying, if Nick Saban said it,
it gotta be gospel. It gotta be gospel if Nick Saban said it.
It gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, man. I guess. Bro, I'm still blowed over that. Like, bro, what? Like when I saw it, I was like, oh my God. Really, bro? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You have to be kidding me, man. Literally, you. Okay. All right. I don't know.
They found a way to put him in, man.
They
That's how I look at it. They found a way. They found a way to put Bama in.
You right. They surely did. Bro. Boy,
They brought up all the history books. We never had a playoff without an SEC champion. We cannot have it now. That is blasphemous. In the SEC championship, Nick Saban. Oh my God, we have to have Alabama have another shot for a
And
championship. We cannot.
you know who I
Jordan
blame?
Travis is hurt anyway.
I blame Georgia.
We can make that a reason.
I blame Georgia. I blame Georgia for this. Because if Georgia beat Bama, that's 2 losses for Bama. Georgia already
You ain't gotta worry
Georgia.
about this
You ain't got to worry
situation.
about it. You ain't got to worry about it because it would have been Michigan, Washington, Georgia, and FSU.
Mm-hmm.
And then you probably, you know what? Let me take that back. It probably would have been some controversy behind that because Texas probably would have got the nod over FSU. I'm just playing devil's advocate because Texas is basically a de facto SEC team now.
I don't think they would have jumped hurdles for Texas. I feel like they jumped hurdles for
Texas
Alabama.
is in the SEC fraternity.
I understand what you're saying. I don't feel like it was the SEC the reason why they jumped hurdles. I feel like it was because it was Alabama the reason why they jumped.
Listen, I'm an SEC fan. The team I root for, Auburn, is an SEC school. The other team I root for, South Alabama, is in the Sun Belt Conference. Listen, Greg Sankey and the SEC they got power. That's all I'm gonna say. They got power. And Texas is a legit de facto SEC school right now. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. You probably would have had some controversy there. Like how Texas is gonna jump FSU. Yeah, it's not like I'm like, it is what it is.
I don't even think you had that conversation at Bama lose.
Nah, you don't. I mean,
I don't even think we had that conversation.
I'm just going off of left field, probably, but I think
I understand what you're saying, but I don't even
lost,
think that conversation is had.
If Bama would have lost, you would have had Michigan, Washington, Georgia, and FSU. That would have been your playoff. That would have been your playoff.
Hey, shout out Kyle. He wanted me to make sure I shouted him out because he made sure he called that Bama win against Georgia.
Shout out to Kyle. Congratulations, Kyle. Congratulations.
Me myself personally, I really thought Georgia was ready to beat them boys.
Well, they were.
Georgia.
If you look at it, they were a missed field goal away from going into overtime. I mean, dude literally missed. I mean, okay, I can't remember it was a play. I can't remember what play it was or what quarter it was in, but Georgia lined up for a field goal. They got an offsides penalty, and it pushed them back 5 yards. If they would have stayed where they were without getting that penalty, he literally was 5 yards. It was like a yard, 2 yards short from making the field goal when they got the penalty, and he missed the field, and the kicker missed the field goal. If he would not have done that, he would have had enough to get over the crossbar, but the ball hit the crossbar and bounced back. So that's literally what it was. It was a 3-point swing, and that's what the score ended up being. The score ended up being 27-24, a 3-point game, literally. And I'm like, Georgia did what they needed to do. They just didn't get that field goal. And I was like, goodness gracious. And Georgia did it with a injured Lad McConkey and an injured Brock Bowers. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm
sad in football, man. You heard about them protesting Florida State's thing about protesting
the bowl game
football.
Oh, the college football.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? How they gonna protest that? How you gonna do that?
They say the lawmakers even thinking about a lawsuit or something. They're trying to look into it.
I know we was on the live when it came up. DC from Auburn Addicts. He was like, man, I wouldn't even go to the poll. He was like, I show up the week of, do all the stuff they want me to do. And then when game time comes, when it's time to get on the bus,
want to take the field.
When it's time to hit it, when it was time,
that hurt, bro.
He said when it was time to get on the bus and head to the stadium.
All I would say is at least take better than New York, bro. He deserved it. If his team is not good enough with him being hurt to not go to the playoffs, he at least should be able to go to New York. He should at least get that honor to go to New York, hurt and all.
Who? Talking about Jordan Travis?
Yes, he should at least get that privilege to go to New York. If his team is not, because Heisman is
Mm.
honestly the college most valuable player award.
Yeah.
If we speaking on it.
Mm-hmm.
If his value to his team
Just that much. Yeah, I get what you're
is
saying.
that much, an
Yeah.
undefeated team, he deserves to be in
Yeah.
New York.
You agree. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. He that much if he's that valuable, I mean he should be
deserves to
there.
be in
He
New
should be
York.
there. That's just like saying, yo, Steph Curry got hurt before the finals. So we gonna put the Lakers in y'all place because we don't know if it's gonna be exciting enough because Steph Curry is not playing and we don't know if it's gonna be a good matchup. Like this committee, bro. I'm just sitting here like, bro, what? Like it's
Speaking of basketball, have you been following that
it's
in game playoff, in game tournament?
yes. I'm done. I'm done on that whole Bama thing. We ain't gonna be on here too much longer, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a bye week. But yeah, man. So the Lakers clinched the number 1 seed in the West Group C.
Hey, you seen the Pacers though? The Pacers, hey, what that boy
Tyrese Halliburton. Hey, Halliburton,
Bruh.
excuse me. Oh man.
Hey, bro, a problem. He's a problem.
Nah,
He's
but
a
once you the win, nah, hold up. Time
he's a problem.
Time out. Let's go back to the
Hold up. What you talking about?
early beginnings of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We sat here, Bruce Brown, when he signed with the Pacers.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I think it's gonna be something serious. I said this because I said that boy Tyrese Halliburton. You said something like, I don't know, man. I think the Pacers too young. I think they too young. I don't
They
know if
still
they're
too
ready.
young. They still too young. But him personally, him as a player is a problem.
They doing something right. If they in the in season tournament, they done beat out some other teams. They in the
They
in
still
season
have
tournament.
like a 11-7 record, 11-6 record.
That's a winning record to me. That's more wins than losses.
It's a winning record, but it ain't just like it ain't a stainless record. Like they ain't at the top of the Eastern Conference right now.
Who is it at the top of the Eastern Conference? What, the Celtics at the top of the Eastern Conference? What are the Celtics number?
They just beat them guys, but
let me see what the standings are. I should know this because I look at it all day, every day. Let me see. Eastern Conference standings. The Celtics are at the top. The Pacers are 6. They are 3.5 games behind the Celtics, who are in first place. So right now,
let me tell you, a young team that getting it though.
Yeah.
That you didn't talk about this offseason?
Who I didn't talk
that
about?
we didn't have on our radar?
If you say who I think you're finna say, I will scream in this microphone. Go ahead.
The Magic?
Okay, no, I didn't say nothing about the Magic. I didn't say, because I thought you was about to say the Sacramento Kings, because I sat here and said.
Oh, yeah, you talked about them, boy.
I said the Sacramento Kings was something serious.
Them boy were legit last year.
Shoot.
Them boy, I just don't think that they're a championship team yet. But them boy were legit last year. I just think, I seen Kevin Garnett talk about it. Kevin Garnett said you can't just go in Orlando and just be chilling. And
you can't chill in Orlando no more.
The night before the game no more.
Nah, they what 14-6 right now.
You gonna get your head beat in.
Yeah, they one game behind. They one game behind first place, man. They doing really good, man. I think Bencaro,
Bencaro, Cole Anthony.
Yeah, they actually gave that man the keys to the organization to let that man do what that man do. Unlike the Rockets, who took Jabari Smith number 3. Jabari Smith is too talented to be not.
Man, they want Jalen Green to be the star.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's what they want.
That's the problem, man. And Jabari Smith is
box office, but shoot, Jalen Green, that Jalen Green team until they get another superstar to go along with it.
Jabari Smith is the superstar, but he need to be the man.
He can be, but they want to play him like he a third piece.
They trying to play that man like he the third option. Man, Jabari Green is a number 1 option. He a number 1 option of mine. What I said, My bad.
Jabari Green.
I'm trying to make the two dudes one. God, dog.
That'd
Jabari
be a
Smith
dynamic
Jr.
situation.
Excuse me.
Jalen Green can hop out. He can hop out the
That's
gym.
fine and all.
Jabari can shoot the hoods out that thing.
That's what I'm saying. More technically sound, Jabari Smith Jr. is, in my personal opinion, better. If you ask me, man, they need to run the offense through him. That's who need the basketball, man. Because this man could literally be a perennial all-star in the NBA, but they're not using him right. I feel as if they're not using him right. And hopefully Ime Udoka.
You seen that little back and forth he had with Bron?
Yeah, I heard it. I found a video of what was said.
You can't
too.
be just throwing them words around loosely like.
Yeah, we can't say those words on this podcast, but he did. He said
words
something.
around loosely.
But he did like, what you gonna do? Because I said it. What you gonna do? I said it. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? I said it. What's up?
I would have hit him where it hurt though. I sure would have been like, "You really want to go there?"
Y'all about to bring up the whole Nia Long situation.
Yep, I was gonna say, "You really want to go there?" Like, come on, bro. Like you might want to chill out.
I'm gonna tell you,
anything,
bro.
you might want to chill out.
I mean, people were acting like him and Nia Long was married. They were not married. They were engaged for like 7-8 years.
20-some years.
Yeah. They was engaged for a long
I
time.
will be married.
I guess. Whatever.
You shack up for more than 3 years, you married.
Nah, you ain't married until you make it official.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Nah, man.
Until you get that contract. That marriage certificate.
Oh boy, that's what's up. That's what's up. Nah, man. Oh man. Okay, let's.
So
I'm gonna say this. And I want y'all to remember this. I said this. Tyreek Hill's the number one receiver in the NFL. Let that marinate.
I don't disagree, but to play devil advocate.
Here we go. This Justin. I hear it come. Justin Jefferson hurt. He's not playing.
He hurt. That's all I'm just saying. I'm just saying he hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can't fight. He can't fight for himself right now. He hurt. You know, that's all I'm gonna put it out there.
Hey, but you know what? Because he hurt.
Hey.
I'm listening.
Why can't? Do you think Mike Evans would be one of the greatest receivers in this generation? Or
from the Buccaneers? From the Buccaneers, Mike Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Evans is that deal.
10 straight seasons with over 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah. Yeah, he that deal. Yeah, I've always thought he was that deal. I just always thought he was in a messed up situation majority of the time. The only time you really heard about Mike Evans for real was when Tom Brady was there. When Tom Brady left and he didn't have like a reliable quarterback, man, he was like, what? But this man's still producing every season. And now the Bucks telling us they want to get rid of him. They might not re-sign him at the end of the season or extend his contract. And I'm like, what? Y'all stupid. And if I'm Mike Evans, I'm kind of like, oh, it's a blessing. Now I can go to a contender. You know who.
What should he rank all time, Nick?
All time? Based on numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just put it like this. If Mike Evans can play another 4 seasons, and keep getting that same type of production, he
Jerry Rice.
He would have Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson type numbers for a career. If he can sustain his body for another 4-5 seasons, and he can inch closer, and I'm not saying he get 1,000 yards every season, but if he can get 800 this year, 1 year he may get 12 and go off. 1 year he may come down and get 7, or he may go off another year and get 1,500 or something like that. Oh, he and Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss conversation. You know what I'm saying? And we literally have to sit back and look at him like, yo, is this dude, was he one of the best receivers in the game? Not just because he didn't get, he didn't have all the media around him, but like his production on the field saying, yes, this dude was one of the best receivers in the game.
I don't disagree with that one.
You know, kind of like same thing with Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was, you know, like this dude. Looking at his numbers, looking at Larry Fitzgerald's career numbers, oh, he top 10. He gotta be top 10.
Gotta be.
You
Gotta
know what I'm
be.
saying? All time. You
Gotta
know, but
be.
we sit here and look at these other guys that, you know, have so much press around them, and you look at them numbers compared to these other guys, you like, yo, you ain't produced for real like these other guys did. Because I remember we had the show and we like who the 3 wide receivers who we picked, stuff like that. And I was looking at Calvin Johnson's numbers, and what did Calvin Johnson play? 9 seasons? Played 9 seasons or something like that. And he literally was on pace to, if he would have kept that production or stayed close to that production, he was on pace to pass Jerry Rice.
But he started falling. That body started falling apart.
Exactly.
And the team wouldn't, and they weren't putting a team around him to put him in a winning situation.
Very true. Very true. So that's why I say if he can
Yeah, he can sustain for the next 4 years.
Yeah, he in that conversation. He gotta be in that conversation. He got to be. Has to be in that conversation. But yeah, I mean it's man, it's a lot of stuff going on in sports.
Do you feel like after the loss against the 49ers that Philly, that I predicted by the way, that Philly is still the hot boys in the NFC?
No, I always thought the hot boys in the NFC was the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are the hottest team. Best team and hottest team are 2 different things. I still think the best team in the NFL is the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care what people say, man. They got the best quarterback. They got the best, I'm not gonna say best defense, but they got a defense that can complement him.
I think their receiving core gonna cost them in the long run.
Probably, but I still think they are the best team. But nah, you know what? No, they not. You know what? Patrick Mahomes gonna get them. He when it
putting it in their hands already. Like he can't do
matters.
no more. But what you want him to catch the ball for him?
When it matters,
the ball in their hands.
When it matters, Patrick Mahomes is gonna get. They gonna make the plays.
Getting them the ball when it matters. They got to make the catch.
These games don't really too much. They don't really too much care about these games. I'm just gonna chalk it up to that.
They still want that number 1 spot in the AFC.
But you know what? This would be a good storyline for Patrick Mahomes, because all the times that Patrick Mahomes has went to the Super Bowl, he's never played a road playoff game. Never. If my recollection is correct, he has played all of his playoff games at home. Every AFC Championship game he has played has been at home.
Even when they played the Patriots?
For the AFC Championship game? For the AFC Championship?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he played that game at home. I believe that was a home game. What year was that?
I think 2018 or 19.
What was it, 2000? Let's look it up.
Gotta be 19. Because I think didn't Tom Brady win one, then he went to Tampa and won another one? Nah, he won. Okay.
I think he lost one. And what was 2019 AFC Championship game? Let's see. '19 AFC Championship game. Yeah, they played that game at home. The Chiefs were the home team. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I'm right about that. From what I'm looking at, the Chiefs were the home team. Yeah, the Chiefs were the home team, and he lost. He lost to the he lost to the Patriots. But yeah, they were the home team. And it's crazy because his stats in that game, he was 16-31 for 295. He had 3 touchdowns. And Tom Brady was 30 for 46, 348 yards. He had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. How you lose that game? He lost it in overtime, but man, that's that game was played at Arrowhead. Well, at Gihai Stadium, Gihai Field at Arrowhead. Yeah, that game was played at in Kansas City. Yeah, I think every game he has played at home. He hasn't played on the road. He hasn't played any of his AFC Championship games on the road yet. So this would be something interesting to see. This would be something interesting to see. If they can pull it off and they can make a run in the AFC, and they're not the number 1 seed and they have to play whoever. I'm calling right now. I think the Chiefs. Dolphins AFC Championship game.
I'm finna ask you what your Super Bowl prediction was. Who you think in the Super Bowl?
I honestly, to be completely honest with you, I think you got 3 teams right now, and 4 teams in the NFC who can clearly be there. Because I think people sleep on the Lions. Of course, the other 3, I got to put Dallas, and I'm going to put Philly, and I'm going to put the 49ers in there. I think the Dolphins, the Chiefs, I think the Bills are getting their things together right now. They can make a push. I don't know, man. I'll probably have to go. If I had to go right now, I think in the NFC Championship game, I think it may come down to the 49ers and the Eagles again. I think the 49ers win that game. Because if everyone's healthy, I think the 49ers may win that game. And I think if it comes down to the Chiefs and the Dolphins, I think the Chiefs win that game when it matters. I think it may be the Chiefs and the 49ers. I don't know, man. I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to just say that. That's not my pick, but I'm going to just say that. Come back to me 5 weeks
We just
from now.
throwing out stuff right now.
Yeah, just
now.
Come back to me 5 weeks from now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say come back to me too, but right now, just to throw out some, I would go Ravens and Detroit.
Ravens and Detroit. You think Lamar getting them to the Super Bowl?
I'm just saying right now. We just throwing.
I feel
out
what you're
something.
saying. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, Detroit not a bad pick. I actually picked them as my Super Bowl dark horse.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Hey, that's a shout out to you because they look like they can make it.
I don't know, man. It's tough. That's tough, man. But yeah, man. This has been a bye week with the water cooler talk, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. No crowds, no game, no players. It's just us.
We got these picks though.
Yeah, we do got to get into these picks. So we're gonna go ahead and knock these picks out for y'all, man. So fellas, if y'all are listening, these are the last 5 weeks of the season. So we're gonna pick 5 games each week. 5 NFL games each week. And then once bowl season come in, me and Marcus may pick a couple bowl games. But now instead of you guys picking 2 games, you all are now picking 5. So this ups your chances of either extending your leads,
yes, sir,
or changing the board. You got 5 weeks, so here we go. And these are the first 5 games that we picking this week. All right, man. First up, this week we have the Vikings at the Raiders. The Vikings are a 3-point favorite. Marcus, who are you taking?
I'm gonna go to Raiders, man, just because they at home in this situation. I'm gonna go to Raiders.
He's going with the Raiders. All right. That's an interesting pick, actually. I mean, because the Vikings seem like they kind of cooled off a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm gonna rock with the Raiders at home. I think I'm gonna rock with the Vikings on this one. I think they get back on track. All right, next game. Bills at the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite. Who you taking in this game? I already know.
All right.
For y'all don't know, man, he's taking the Bills in this game. That's who he's taking.
All right. They know.
He's taking the Bills. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Know.
I'm taking the Chiefs in this game. I'm taking Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs in this game, ladies and gentlemen. That's who I got.
They about to lose 2 times in a row.
Stop. All right, this is actually a good game. So basically, they're saying this could be a toss-up. So we got the Colts at the Bengals, and the Bengals are a 1-point favorite. Who you taking?
I'm gonna take the Bengals, man. I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with you on that one as well too. I think the Bengals come out with a win at home. Keep the playoff hopes alive. All right, man. Next game. I think this would have been a good game. Well, I think this game now that just popped up on the screen right there. Jaguars at the Browns, and they're giving the Browns 3.5 points.
This an even better game now because neither one got a true quarterback.
Yeah, they got a true quarterback. You're right. You got a point. So this is actually interesting.
I'm gonna go with the most experienced quarterback out there. I'm gonna go with Joe Flacco. Give me the Browns, man.
Okay, all right. So he rocking with the Browns and Joe Flacco and the Browns. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with the Browns as well. And to be completely honest with you, I don't even know who the backup quarterback is for
the Jaguars. I don't either.
I don't. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know who the backup quarterback is for the Jaguars. So I'm just gonna rock with the Browns on just off of that, off the strength of that. Off of the strength of that, I'm gonna rock with.
I do not know that man.
I don't know. All right, cool. And then the last game, hurt my heart. Panthers at the Saints, and they're giving the Saints 5.5 points. Well, the Saints minus 5.5. Who are you taking into the game?
It's gonna be a good one. Psych, give me the New Orleans Saints. Yes, give me the Saints. All in your face, Nick. Y'all finna lose again and again and again.
I gotta rock with the Panthers because everybody know the Panthers are my team in the NFL. So I'm gonna rock with the Panthers to win. I don't know, man. We need a lot. We need we need somebody that believes in our quarterback, Bryce Young.
Don't forget to give the overall standings, Nick.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. As of today, Marcus has a 2-game lead on me. He's 54-41, and I am 52-43. As of the guys, as of today, Kyle is 17-7. DJ is 16-8. Travell is 14-10. Brian is 15-9. And the overall leader, Uncle Willie, is sitting at 18-6. So Uncle Willie got a 1-game lead ahead of Kyle right now. But now that you guys are picking 5 games, that lead could change. So we'll see what happens, man. So fellas, let us know. And we'll see what happens this weekend. Man, this, ladies and gentlemen, has been the bye week with the Water Cooler Talk podcast. As I stated before, there's no crowd, no players, no game this week. We just sat and talked. We strategized. That's what we did. Marcus, what you got to say to people before we get up out of here, boss?
Man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out Trill, shout out Kyle, man. Shout out Sham, man. Shout out Tay, shout out Freddie, man. Shout out, the home team, man. You know how we get down, man. Shout out to 4-6.
Yeah, shout out to the 4-6. Shout out to Tuskegee, Macon County. Shout out to the University of South Alabama for giving me my degree. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my mom, my wife. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Water Cooler Talk podcast and listen to us every week as we give our perspective on sports. As also, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going live this Saturday during the Heisman Trophy presentation ceremony. So you can watch us react to who wins the Heisman. We'll be on YouTube. Watch us live. Thank y'all so much for tuning in again to the Water Cooler Talk podcast every Wednesday, man. We thank y'all so much. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, follow us on Twitter at The Coolest Pod. Email us if you want to talk to us at wctpod@gmail.com. And listen to the audio version wherever you get your podcast on your favorite podcast player. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share the videos. It helps the channel. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this bye week with the Water Cooler Talk podcast. We'll be back next week to our regular scheduled program. We're going to be back in game. We're going to be back in game mode. We just had to get a bye weekend this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, y'all have a good one. No better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed. One love.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Water Cooler Talk. Make sure to follow us on our socials on Instagram and TikTok at Water Cooler Talk and on YouTube at The Coolest Pod 23. Also, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast player so that you never miss an episode.